Hey everybody, it's me, Moody Boo, and I'm back with my son, Brandon,
SUPERGAMBIT420.
Super Gambit 420. And go check out his channel for sure. He's an awesome singer, and he has some really cool singing videos on there.
Mostly perfect feels.
Yeah, he's a gearhead, so there you
What I
go.
do.
But he's graciously said that he would give me his top three picks of perfumes. With he doesn't have this massive collection or anything, so I just asked him to pick his top three perfumes. I'm picking
Cologne.
my yeah cologne.
Men
Sorry,
don't
he
wear
has a thing
perfume.
like about that. Anyway, um, and I picked out three that I'm going to enjoy wearing. Basically, summer nights. Um, so anyway, let's get started.
Oh, with New Harlem, they're made by a company called Bond Number 9, I believe, right? And they make a lot of awesome scents. This one happens to be my favorite. I'm more of a kind of desserty, sweet cologne person. I'm not one of the musky man colognes, like Old Spice and stuff like that. That's not for me. I like something where, I go to hug, a friend that's a girl or something, and she's gonna, come back for another hug because they smell really good. You'd like that. Scent is a big part of people's impression of you when they meet you. If you smell like BO and bad breath, they're going to assume you're a nasty, unhygienic individual. If you, have minty fresh breath, you're clean shaven, you're wearing decently, not necessarily pressed or iron clothes, but decent clothes, and you have a good scent on you that accents your natural smell and also doesn't, push people away because it's overpowering, but just something that smells really good that it starts conversations with people. As for the Bond Number 9, though, it's a Oriental woody fragrance for women and men, so it's a unisex scent. Although I do find it to be more of a man scent than a woman scent, in my opinion. It doesn't have the kind of smell where if a girl was wearing it when you walked up to her that you know first you would do a double take for a second and have to really get a good smell of it to associate it with a woman, whereas with it being on a man it's definitely not a masculine scent, but it's a scent that you're the right man, it goes really really well with your body chemistry. In my case, it's one of my favorites of all time. That and Imperial Armani Night for Men, that one was definitely a good scent. More when I was a kid, but definitely still a good scent. But New Harlem was launched in 2003, and I guess the nose behind this fragrance is Maurice Rousset. And the top notes are lavender, bergamot, and green leaves. The middle notes are coffee and cedar, and the base notes are amber, vanilla, tonka bean, and patchouli. And I'll tell you right now, the scent that I get out of it is definitely kind of a woodsy vanilla smell. That's the the gist of it. It's like to me, it kind of smells like if you had on a really strong vanilla caramel scent in a fresh wood mill. It's got that kind of fresh cut cedar underline to it with a really strong, more a little bit musky vanilla smell. So it's not as like a feminine vanilla smell like the really feminine Avon perfumes and stuff that women wear, but it's definitely got some sweetness to the scent, I guess you could say.
I've always pictured it as breakfast in a bottle. It
Yeah,
reminds me of
yeah.
pancakes and
Pancakes and
maple syrup
yep,
and
and a
coffee.
little bit of smoked bacon underneath.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely smells good and tastes good. But as for the New Harlem, it's if you're a roughneck, you work on an oil rig, it's probably not the scent for you. But if you're just somebody who you go to the club often, or you like to smoke it when you go to the bar, or you've been married for 10 years and you just want something that is gonna make your wife want to roll over and snuggle her neck into or her nose into your neck, in the middle of the night. It's definitely one of those scents where it makes people want to be close to you. It definitely is an attractive scent.
How long does it last on
Generally, I only have to spray it once, and you know, two good spritz, and then one down the middle, and it usually all day. I mean, it's not necessarily strong in the evening, but you definitely can still smell it, especially if you're in close proximity to somebody. And then the next one I wanted to talk about is this Bratva, which is a very, very good smell. Now, for me, I find that it's more. Let me get a whiff of it to kind of refresh my memory here. I find it to be kind of it's more of a woodsy smell, an earthy smell. It doesn't have necessarily the perfume underlining. It's definitely more of a cologne on the spectrum of things. It has a more masculine scent to it, but it's still a young masculine scent. It's not a scent that's going to, turn off a 50-year-old guy driving a Corvette. I mean, he would still want to spray this on no matter how old spicy he wants to smell because it has the masculine underlines to it. But it also has really subtle, sweet, smoky scents to it, which is what turns me on to it. I love that smell. It accents my natural smell really well. And with the Rogba, it it is an oriental vanilla fragrance, and it features oud or the agarwood, musk, vanilla, sugar, sandalwood, and a phone call. So it definitely has a
Sorry.
Oriental vanilla is definitely a way to. And as for the Ragba, it definitely has um, no performance issues whatsoever. It is a scent where it's very, very strong to begin with. So if you're going to be heavy on it, it's one of those things where you want to be heavy on it in the house, get in the car, windows down all the way to work, and you're going to smell good all day. But it's strong, so when you put it on, you got to make sure to put on the right amount, or it can be a wee bit overpowering. Last, but definitely not least, would be one of my favorites, which is the Black Oud. This stuff
By Montal.
by Montal, yeah. And this stuff is it's kind of hard to see the label here, but very, very, very good stuff. And it is a woody floral musk fragrance for men, and it's very specifically for men. Although I'm sure some women could get away with the scent, but it definitely has a sweet masculine scent to me. And the fragrance features rose, French labdanum, musk, patchouli, and mandarin orange and argud oud. And it definitely, you get a hint of the rose right off the bat. That's one of the strong flavors, but it's not a feminine rose. Like I was saying before, it's definitely got some masculinity to it. It's if I was gonna think rose with it versus like roses in a field in the summertime traipsing through in a skirt as a little girl, it's not that kind of rose. It's more like the rose that the Kingpin gives to Daredevil's parents right before he kills them. You know?
A blood rose.
Yeah, blood rose. It's a masculine rose scent, and you definitely get the mandarin orange and
The oud.
the oud is very strong, and it gives it it definitely the oud in both of the last ones is what kind of tips the scales toward the masculinity department. It definitely doesn't have as much of a feminine fragrance to me, but it performs very, very well. The scent lasts even if you just do a normal. You're good. You don't need any more than that, and you'll smell good all day. So those are my three favorites today, Junior. But I'll hand you over here to Moody Boo and let you give her some, or let her give you some thoughts of hers. So here you go.
All right. Thanks, honey.
No problem.
So I kind of picked I like to do a variety of price ranges. So I picked kind of a cheapie, something under 50, $60, and then a mid-range one under about 150, and then something over that. So my less expensive one is one that is a recent acquisition that I'm really loving. And it's by DKNY, and I've had several of hers. I still have black cashmere and the little weird flattened egg looking thing. Looks like a computer mouse or something. Love it. I covet it. And this one, I think, is her latest release. And I really like this. It is kind of young. It's a frucholi for sure. It's not complicated, but I kept going back to it when I went to Sephora to look at perfumes. So, and this is my New York, DKNY, my New York. So I'm going to put that down so I can read this. And it has top notes of um, raspberry, pink pepper, and galbanum, followed by Egyptian jasmine, freesia, and orris. And the base notes are patchouli, vanilla absolute, musk, and ambergris. And, honestly, it's the raspberry and it's the patchouli and the pink pepper. It's kind of a spicy patchouli perfume. Performance is moderate across the board for longevity and also for sillage, but it's a good one. I can't dispute the fact that it cost me like $40 or something at Sephora. So that's My New York by Donna Karan, DKNY. My mid-range one is another recent acquisition, but I had a decant of it that I went through and had to get this one. And excuse me if I say this poorly. This is by Victoria Minya, and this is Eau de Hongrie, and it looks like a little wine bottle. And it's supposed to be based off of a exotic wine, Tokachi wine, which I've never had. I don't drink, so I don't even know what that's about. But anyway, for me, it's all about the honey and immortal in this one. It's so beautiful. And it starts off with a little bit of citrus notes. And there's an indolic jasmine, not very heavy indolic, but a slightly indolic jasmine that comes in once it starts drying down. But it's fairly linear. You don't get any big up and downs, peaks and valleys with this one. It's pretty across the board, and it's gorgeous. People say that it smells a lot like her original fragrance, Hedonist. I think that one is really light. This is almost like big sister to Hedonist, but I think it's completely unisex. The right guy could totally pull this off. Any guys that like perfumes like Mon Perfume Nectar, I think it is, by Guerlain, or any of those heavy honey perfumes would like this one. So, and that's my mid-range. And my high range is by Amouage, and this is Sunshine. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. All right, Sunshine is, and I've noticed that in the reviews on Sunshine, Amouage's Sunshine, that it's pretty polarizing. I mean, people seem to either love it or hate it. I love it. It has probably the least um, uh, best, really poorly said, but anyway, it is the worst as far as performance goes of any of the Amouages that I've had. I mean, Memoir Woman is to me one of the best ever, and I love Epic Woman, and I even love Honor Woman, and I love a lot of the male perfumes, and they are crazy beast mode, except for Sunshine isn't. It's moderate for me though. It's like 6 to 8 hours before it fades blissfully into oblivion. The sillage is fairly personal. It's within arm's length after about an hour, but I'm okay with that because it's beautiful. And I find it to be exceptionally unisex. I don't think that any man should be inhibited by the bright yellow bottle, kind of girly-fied looking bottle, because it really is beautiful. And it looks so pretty next to my Memoir Woman, black and yellow. I love that. So anyway, this one was released in 2014. It's made up of artemisia, blackcurrant, almond, osmanthus, jasmine, magnolia, and vanilla, and juniper, patchouli, papyrus, and white tobacco. And I really, really get the blackcurrant, the almond. I don't get much of the floral notes except for the jasmine, and the vanilla, patchouli, and papyrus and tobacco. And the tobacco and the patchouli really butch it up to where a man could totally pull it off. It also is fairly linear. Starts off much brighter than it ends up. You do get more of the fruity notes in the beginning, and then as it dries down, more of the wood notes. Oh shit, that scared me. The wood notes come through, and but it doesn't have any huge peaks. It's just a little. So anyway, that's our picks. Come here, baby. For springs or for summer of 2015 with Brandon and Boo. and he'll be back with me. I'm going to talk him into doing more. And
As
so,
well.
thanks for doing this. We appreciate it.
No problem.
And anyway, I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you soon. All right, peace. That's a big film.